Hi guys, you ready for chapter 4 of Nim's Island? Today we have a special guest. This is Chance. This is who I read to when we can't be together, but sometimes he falls asleep during my read alouds. So I am ready for us to get back together so I can read to just you guys. So for now, till we're together again, sit back and listen to chapter 4 of Nim's Island. At Keyhole Cove, the reef met the rocks in a huge ring. On one side where the worn gray rocks were, the sea lions took naps. On the other was harsh black rocks of the wild east coast. Inside the ring, the water was calm and light, clear and blue. The sea shushed in and out through a hole in the reef, but only the biggest waves could break over the top. It was a perfect place for swimming. You could float on your back because if you started to daydream, you'd bump your head on the reef before you floated out to sea. When you rolled over, you could watch seahorses and shells and the open jaws of giant clams with polka dot fish racing through them. It was the perfect place to do a coconut experiment and find out how to make a raft for Alex Rover. So early next morning, Nim loaded up her wagon with coconuts. Fred climbed on top, and she towed them across the grasslands to Keyhole Cove. Selkie swam around to Sea Lion Point and sat and barked for Nim to hurry up. But Nim got another load, and then yet another, till she had 20 fat coconuts heaped on the rocks, and then she hurried them into the water one by one. The coconuts bombed in and bobbed up. Selkie barked louder and louder. Fred got so excited that he dove in after them. Nim and Selkie jumped in too. There was still lots of room in the cove, even with 20 coconuts floating. Lots of room for Nim to float and somersault and stand on her hands, and for Fred to dash and dive, and for Selkie to swim splash all the way through the water. When Selkie was bored with splashing, she grabbed Fred by the tail. It was Selkie's favorite game. But she was so big and Fred was so little that it really wasn't fair. Fred's legs whirled. He paddled faster and faster, harder and harder, but he couldn't get anywhere. "Leave him alone, Selkie," Nim shouted, but it was hard not to laugh, and Fred sulked at the bottom of the cove when he was finally let go. Just before sunset, Nim tried to phone Jack again, just in case he had forgotten, just in case his phone had been broken and was now fixed, but there was no answer. It had only been 2 days since he had phoned. If he didn't come back home tomorrow, she would send an SOS. Go find Jack. But Jack wouldn't want help, and she didn't want to send it. She walked up to the pool, filled her water bottle, and picked up some more peas for dinner. He'll be home in the morning, she thought. Something will happen. And something did. A bird dove and scooped up some water from the pool. Sticking out from his leg band was a rolled-up piece of paper. It was easy to call Galileo if you had a fish, but Nim didn't. "Come here," she coaxed him. "Come to me." The bird teased and soared and turned and dived. He swooped over Nim so low that his wings brushed her hair, and so slowly that she could pull the letter out of his band. "Dear Nim, I figure I would offer Galileo a fish. He might let me post this letter to you. I had a fight with a freak storm. Storm 1. Took my satellite dish, a bit of my rudder, and a chunk of my forehead. Can't figure out if I've slept for a day or 2. Don't send an SOS. It'll take more than a broken rudder to stop me from getting home. Love, as much as a bird loves fish, Jack." Nim ran all the way down the hill, waving the letter in one hand and the water bottle in the other. "Jack's okay," she sang, and swung Fred in a crazy jig around Selkie. "He'll be home soon." Then she wrote 2 letters. "Dear Jack, I'm so happy. I was so happy when Galileo gave me your letter. I didn't really think you'd forgotten to come home, but I liked it better than what some of my other ideas were. I've been very busy doing an experiment, but I'll tell you all about it when you get home because I have to write an email now. Love, as much as Fred loves coconut, Nim." Then she goes in to write an email. To aka-incognito.net from Jack Russo at explorer.net. Date Thursday, the 1st of April, 1830. Dear Alex Rover, today I started an experiment to find out how you could build your raft. I dropped 20 coconuts into Keyhole Cove to see how long they'll float. They won't escape unless there's a bad storm with really big waves. I hope there won't be. From Nim. She peeled a banana, dropped it into a piece of bread, and sprinkled it with fresh seaweed. "One message," said the email box on the screen. To Jack Russo at explorer.net from aka-incognito.net. Date Thursday, the 1st of April, 1337. Dear Nim, my hero would be devastated, annihilated, depressed, and soggy if his raft didn't float. What does Keyhole Cove look like? I picture a ring of black rocks jutting out from the shore, stark against the blue sea, and bobbing ridiculously around in this pool would be 20 coconuts waiting to be a raft. The Coconuts of Keyhole Cove sounds like a title. With 1,000 thanks, Alex. Nim read the letter 3 times. It made her feel warm and smiley, like finishing Mountain Madness. And when Alex Rover described Keyhole Cove, it was as if he had knew the island, and as if he had known Nim too. Okay, so there's some things to think about. There's some stuff that's coming up. I'm wondering if she'll actually make a raft that will float made of coconuts for Alex. I also wonder if her father Jack's really going to make it home this quickly and safely, or if there's going to be some adventures that come up for Nim and her father. So stay tuned, and next will be Chapter 5. Have a good one, guys. Bye.